Hey, how's everybody once again? So in today's video, I wanted to give both my review and a breakdown of the brand new Tubi Originals movie called A Good Man, starring Kamal Smith, who plays in the movie as Ethan Carter, Ebony Tates, who plays his love interest and goes by the name of Ari in the movie, and King Wesley, who goes by the name of Chaos. Now, the movie starts out by showing the guy who played as Ethan in the movie, who happens to be a prominent and successful real estate agent. And it basically shows him not only on his job and in his workplace, but talking in the form of a Zoom video to a therapist, because he happens to suffer from trust issues due to a previous marriage that he was in. And based upon how his previous wife was unfaithful to him, only to come across and meet Ari in the movie, once again, whose real name is Ebony Tates. And I personally found her annoying in certain scenes of the movie due to her being not only outlandish but ghetto, or as some people say nowadays, ratchet. Also by being sassy, your quintessential hood black woman. Not the stereotype all black women, but women that have that kind of usually demeanor, I guess you could say, a more ghetto hood demeanor. Anyway, they happen to hit it off not right away, because how it all started, how they came about crossing each other's paths, was how she was in line at a restaurant and was in the process of buying food, only to use her debit card, but her transaction to pay for her food to be declined. So the guy named Ethan, who happened to be at the restaurant at the same time by coincidence, happened to be nice enough and a gentlemanly enough, for lack of better words, or if that's a search word, as gentlemanly, to offer to pay for her meal with his debit card, only for his debit card to get approved while paying for her meal. However, it was this one particular scene while at the restaurant, and while he was trying to just show how much of a gentleman he was towards her, she still went out of her way to, at one point while at the restaurant and by coming into contact with him the very first time, insulting him. Anyway, he still happened, believe it or not, to offer to get to know her by offering her his business card. And even though he offered her his business card, she still showed very little interest in him. Anyway, and it just so happened a little bit later on, while he was at work, he happened to receive a phone call from her, and she, sum it all up, was trying to make arrangements to view a property, or a home. That's how she actually approached him. It wasn't in person, but she happened to take heed to calling him by calling the number where he gave her on the business card that he handed to her at the restaurant, only for him, the both of them, to, instead of looking at a property that she claimed she was interested in, what they did was later on that evening or night meet up at a restaurant. And while at the restaurant / bar, they had a conversation going more in depth with one another, so getting to know all about each other, including their backgrounds. Anyway, he told her, as she wanted to know more about himself, that he suffered from trust issues due to him being in a previous relationship or marriage and getting cheated on by his previous wife. So she happened to, in return, tell him a little bit about her past relationships, only to find out that she was dealing with a guy who went by the nickname of Chaos. Now, if I'm not mistaken, his real name in the movie, which he was very seldom referred to, was Kevin. But I do recall her, as she was telling Ethan about Chaos, her previous or ex-boyfriend Chaos, that his name actually happened to be Kevin, his real name, Kevin in the movie. Once again, Kevin, real name is actually, please bear with me, people, King Wesley. Yes, that's his real name. The one who played Chaos in the movie is King Wesley. Anyway, and personally, if I would have dated a woman only to find out that one of her exes went by the name of Chaos, that would have been an immediate deal breaker, both deal breaker and red flag for me. However, at one point he did, Ethan, tell her that it was kind of a deal breaker for himself after finding out she dated a guy by the name of Chaos, who happened to also get arrested due to his run-ins with the law and get put in prison, which should have been another both red flag and deal breaker for the guy named Ethan. However, he pursued her anyway and went as far as buying her a brand new car. He even went as far as bringing her into his home, which wasn't a good idea. And once you see the ending, the scene that leads closer, more and more closer to the ending, you'll know exactly what I mean. Because I'm trying not to spoil the movie too much. Anyway, he went as far as taking her on a yacht, a lavish trip on a yacht, showing how much he was deeply in love with her, and even went as far as giving her the keys to her very own salon as well. Not only that, but he cooked for her, did all the things that a so-called good man or square man, which is what she kept on referring him to throughout the whole entire movie, kept on referring to him as a square guy, only for her to eventually run back into contact or cross paths again with her ex by the name of Chaos. Shortly afterwards, both her and Chaos started dating and eventually became intimate with one another while engaged, believe it or not, people, to Ethan in the movie. And even when she became engaged and accepted Ethan's proposal, she was telling her, this one particular scene where she was telling one of her girlfriends and best friends that even though she accepted his proposal, she still was iffy, so to speak, about proposing to him, because she was saying in so many words to her girlfriend that he wasn't actually her type. Ari was actually telling her girlfriend, I forgot the name of the girlfriend in the movie, but once you see the movie, you'll see exactly who I'm referring to, with the blonde, short or medium length hairstyle. I completely forgot her name. Anyway, her friend tried to talk with her, counsel her, when Ari was telling her friend, her girlfriend, how much in love she was still in when her ex by the name of Chaos, her girlfriend kept on trying to instill in her to go for a guy that was more of a good guy for her, someone who really meant her some good and could have been able to give her the finer things in life. However, she was still already set on toxic guys throughout the whole movie, specifically Chaos. And because she looked at, and judging from my perspective, she looked at Ethan, although he happened to be a successful man and happened to be not so bad looking of a brother, happened to be also very intelligent, mild mannered, that still wasn't enough to satisfy Ari. She was just set on dating hood dudes, so to speak, and bad guys. Anyway, I'm not going to drag this video this much more longer. By the way, if I had to rate this movie on a scale of a 1 through the number 10, I would definitely give this movie a 9, because it is that engaging of a movie. Movie. Now, don't get me wrong, it starts off at a slow pace, a slow and boring pace, but with the more you keep on watching the movie, the more you will continue to get more and more interested in it, and the more engaged in the movie will continue to get throughout, especially leading up to the final scene of the movie, which ends up becoming very, and I do mean very, suspenseful and dramatic. Anyway, I'm going to conclude this video. By the way, if you want me to leave the link right down below in the description box, I would be glad to have the awesome privilege to do so. Don't forget to also like the video, folks. Share the video so the video could become more viral, as well as my channel at Cap Social Network 1261. Also, feel free to comment right down below. They give me your feedback once you were to watch the film. Let me know whether you like the film or not, and even if you may not have liked certain scenes, feel free to let me do so. Even if you may have, or even if on the other hand you may have liked the whole entire movie, feel free to do that as well. Don't be shy, because I will, at my best convenience, respond back to your comments. And last but not least, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, guys, be blessed.